Hi, everyone. My name is Ali Hussein Kasim, and today I am hosting a super interesting session of AliTalksTech. I am live at KCB DFS in Nairobi, and I have with me some senior executives at KCB. And this conversation has started because of the launch of the new KCB app and lots of conversations around digital trust, securing the future of digital banking. So I'm here with Harris, Dennis, and Rosemary, aka Chemo. We call her Chemo sometimes. So I'll kick off with Dennis. With Harris. Harris, quick introduction about yourself and what you do with at the bank, and then we go straight into this conversation today. Over to you, Harris.
Yeah, thanks, Ali. So my name is Harris Kamori. I lead the engineering teams in KCB Group. Basically, I work with a team of talented people within the bank just to deliver solutions to our customers, mobile, internet, whatever product our customers interact with digitally, and even at the branch. I lead the team that does the build.
Thank you so
KCB.
much, Harris. Dennis, over to you.
Yes, my name is Dennis Volemi. I'm the Group Director of Technology. Yeah, so I do everything technology at KCB,
Okay.
whether it's a digital transformation, cybersecurity, all aspects of our business, group-wide.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dennis. Rosemary, back to you.
Yes. Hi, Ali.
Hi.
Yeah, so I'm Rosemary Koech Kimwatu, and I head the data protection function that sits under risk, where we work with a fantastic team just to make sure that our products are built with privacy by design and just to answer the questions that come with those things.
Privacy by design. What
Yes.
does that exactly mean?
So it means that as Harris sits with his team and builds, we have a team that sits back and asks, are we complying with data protection regulations at any one point? From the start of the user experience, the building of the wireframes, to the extensions and even how you're interacting with third parties. So I guess for us, that's where we come in, just to make sure is a law embedded in a product.
So your teams are integrated. You work hand in hand together to ensure that that is designed into the products that the bank ships out.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Dennis?
Yes,
Harris?
Yes, we are. And basically, what we do is we work in a formation that we call tribes and squads. And essentially, then the teams sit together from the inception of a concept to build to testing, so that we don't have to think about data privacy and security as an afterthought. We actually think about it from the beginning as a team together.
Dennis, from a leadership perspective, at sea level, what are the things that you think about with your team as you are about to start off on a journey for a new product? And let's zero in on this specific new app that has elicited us to actually sit here today.
So, I mean, at the center of everything we do is a customer. As Rosemary has said, for example, from a privacy and data protection point of view, we look at it that what is it that we're doing for the customer? What is it that the customer wants? So at the heart of our digital transformation strategy is what exactly is it that the customer wants? What exactly is it that we are building for customers to drive our purpose, which really is for people for better. But before I emphasize a bit on that, I wanted to maybe touch a little bit about what Harris has said.
Okay.
So when we started this journey, and it's not just about the app. The app is just the first product we've shipped out. You should be looking forward to see a lot coming in the next couple of months.
Okay.
When we started this digital transformation journey, we recognized early on that to successfully drive this initiative, we needed cross-functional teams, recognizing that there's a role that engineering plays in building products. There's a role the business owners, product managers play, and there's a role that our control teams like risk perform in terms of ensuring that whatever we ship out is fit for purpose for our customers. So we set up what we call the Group Digital Center of Excellence. And that Group Digital Center of Excellence is the digital transformation task force within KCB that we're using to drive the agile engineering culture. So from a setup perspective, we've got tribes. These tribes are actually business-led, so which means the leader of these tribes.
Can you just back up a little bit?
Yes.
Let's talk a bit about tribes.
Yes.
You know, this is Kenya, and when you start talking about tribes, people veer off to other conversations. Please, for my audience,
Okay.
let's take it, at the lowest common denominator. When you're
Yes.
talking about tribes
Yes.
from a corporate perspective,
Yeah.
just break that down for us, please.
Okay. So, and I think it's important to get into
I think
that
so.
because that's what's really driving
Yes.
the innovation that you're seeing. So, basically, a tribe is a composition of squads.
Okay.
And a squad is a unit of people between 8 to 12 people
Okay.
who are cross-functional, led by a product owner with a scrum master and an engineering team
Okay.
that is designed to ensure that this team is autonomous
Okay.
enough to be able to deliver the outcomes that the business is looking for.
Okay.
So in a sense, the product
Is that your
owner-
phone?
Yes.
Maybe you can just put it on
I was
silent.
trying not to stop. Apologies for that.
No
Let me
worries.
just-
No worries. These things happen. These things
just,
happen. We'll just roll with it.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's off now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was saying we have the tribes have got the lowest unit of a tribe is a squads.
Okay.
And each squad is led by a product owner from business and a scrum master from technology, and the scrum master leads an engineering team that is designed to deliver the outcomes of that squad.
Okay.
So the scrum master would have developers, QA engineers, but they would also have the teams from the other functions like risk, operations, and the essence of this squad is that one, they are autonomous, they are cross-functional, which means that they, as a team, are able to make decisions about what needs to be shipped out, what needs to be prioritized.
Okay.
Now, these squads then report into a tribe lead, and the tribe lead, remember, is a P&L holder, a business owner who owns P&L and reports into a business division. The reason why this is important is because as technology, we would like that Harris's engineering team is focused on delivering business outcomes. So we want that the tribe lead who drives a P&L drives the prioritization because they know what is it that needs to be delivered.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how we've organized this transformation.
So this sort of cascades down from the whole agile concept.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's just agile implemented in a KCB context.
Okay, fantastic. This is quite interesting. And anything else you want to add on that?
Yeah, so you asking me how do, as from an executive point
Correct.
of view, how do we sit down to define what to do and what products to offer? So it is these teams. So strategically, as KCB, we've got our strategy, our 3-year strategy, which we're busy implementing.
Okay.
But from an executive point of view, what we've defined is the outcomes we want to see.
Okay.
So if you look at our strategy, which is public, on, for example, customer-centered value propositions, there are 3 main outcomes as part of that first pillar.
Okay.
The first outcome is that we would like to be relevant to the youth. We would like to offer a value proposition that is relevant to our youth.
Okay.
And the anchor initiative for this is the mobile banking app. So you would have seen our GTM is trying to speak to the youth. The app is
that's go-to-market.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, our go-to-market is really anchored on speaking to the youth.
Okay.
Well, that's not to say that the solution is for the youth only. It can be used by anybody, like by you and I. But really what we're trying to...
I consider me a youth, so...
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I consider me a youth, so I am a key user of your platforms. So, asante sana.
Yeah, so I was trying to take you to the strategy. So
correct.
Our first pillar we want to offer customer-centered value propositions. The first outcome of the strategy is that we want to be relevant to the youth. So when we challenge the team to tell us if we wanted to be relevant to the youth, what would we need to offer? Yeah. So this team, Harris and the rest of the DFS and engineering team, defined that what was required is a mobile app that spoke to this segment. And spoke to the segment not just around the features we offer, but how we speak about it, the interactions on it, the user experience. So everything that we've built and taking to market is speaking around that. And the same applies to every other thing. So, for example, we're also looking at SMEs as a key outcome of relevant value propositions for our customers. So there's a couple of things we're busy cooking in that space. And so from an executive point of view, the team is given general direction. And then it's up to the team to go and brainstorm, sit down, using their sessions to ensure that they're able to come up with outcomes that we believe our customers are going to enjoy.
Thank you so much, Dennis, for that breakdown. I think it was really important for us to sort of find out where it's all coming from, where it begins. Harris and Rosemary, there has been for some time a lot of controversy around this Wi-Fi. When you're using a mobile app, should you use Wi-Fi? Should you not use Wi-Fi? I want us to debunk this conversation today, this issue. What are the best practices? And you guys can interject because this is a conversation. So first, you hear people saying, and I posted this on my LinkedIn page a couple of days ago, and we had some very interesting and robust conversations. Someone saying, why am I being disabled to use Wi-Fi on the app? And what is the reasons for that? And sometimes, actually, especially when you are onboarding for the first time, but after that, you can use, because I've used it, the new app and even the old app on Wi-Fi. So what are the best practices on this? And what are the things to look out for, especially addressing customers' concerns? Guys, you're free to jump in.
Okay. Maybe I'll start, Rosemary. First of all is to debunk that you cannot use Wi-Fi when using the KCB mobile app.
Okay.
The only time we want to ask you to move to your mobile data is when you're doing the self-onboarding or self-activation for the first time.
Okay.
And
Can you just break that down for the mwananchi?
Sawa.
Vitu kwa ground. The mwananchi on the ground, they want to understand, because a lot of Kenyans would want not to use bundles for reasons of cost and stuff like that. So let's break that down. Why during that process, and after, why it's okay, and what also to look out for.
Okay. Thank you. So one of the things that, remember we said when we're building our apps and our products, we start with the customer at the center of it. And so two critical things is you want to make sure that it's secure, that we're able to secure the customer, and also try to reduce friction as much as possible, so that you're trying to have almost the two worlds at the same time.
Okay.
It is easy to use for the customer.
Yes.
And then also it's very secure. And we've seen a lot of, frauds and things happening in the market. So we took a step back and asked ourselves, what is it that we can do that will try and meet the two needs, usability and security? Now, one of the biggest challenges when you're using a mobile app is making sure that the customer who's actually activating that mobile app is the owner of that. Because remember, mobile banking is based on a mobile number.
Correct.
Right? It's based on a phone number.
So the truth is the mobile phone number.
Yes.
Okay.
And you want to make sure that the app that you are activating or you're using, the SIM card or the mobile number, we can match the mobile number and the app that you have activated or the phone that you are using. And therefore, we can be able to secure a customer's account. So what do you want to do? Instead of asking you to input the mobile number, because then anybody else in the street can go and purport to be you.
So let's back up a bit. You have the identification first.
Yes.
You've uploaded the identification.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. So you are matching that with the mobile
With
number.
the mobile number.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yes. And we want to make sure that you are the owner of that mobile number and you are in control of that mobile number at the time that you are activating.
Okay.
So we've worked with our partners and looked which is the easiest way and less frictional way.
Okay.
One would be input directly. Unfortunately, it's not secure because anybody can input a mobile number. I can purport to be your mobile number.
Absolutely.
And therefore start to do what we call social engineering. So we worked with our partners and said, if you use your SIM card, we are able to tell which mobile number is in that SIM card.
Okay.
That is why now in the app, when you're trying to do the activation for the first time, we ask you to move away from Wi-Fi, because in Wi-Fi, we cannot be able to tell your mobile number to move into using your SIM card data.
Okay.
That way, we're able to tell that actually it is you, and we have secured you.
Okay. Yeah. Rosemary, anything to add there?
Yeah, to add that, maybe just the fact that we chose a transparency perspective.
Okay.
In terms of data protection compliance, I think for us, we were very transparent, even in our messaging. We said that one, you'll input your mobile number and we will verify it. And that's basically the approach that was taken. And I think for me, from a customer trust perspective, I think honesty is always the best policy. And I think it was a right call, even in terms of design and build, as Harris has explained. Thanks.
Yeah, maybe
to add there?
yes. I think it's important to step back.
Yes.
Where are we? What is the state of our industry today?
Yeah.
Correct.
So if you look at, and I think a lot of this data is public, if you look at the biggest, one of the biggest risks that banks are facing today, and we all are grappling to resolve, is what we call social engineering. Yeah, and why are we here? Why are we here in Kenya specifically? To be specific, we're here because a lot of.
Sorry, Dennis, to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Let's define what social engineering is.
Okay, let's start there. So social engineering is a cybersecurity risk that allows fraudsters or threat actors to talk to customers and pretend either to be the bank or another trusted person. And once they gain trust of the customer voluntarily gives them their personal information. And this personal information can include their mobile phone numbers, account numbers, dates of birth. And the worst that we have really grappled with is OTP. So one-time
password,
Yeah.
OTP.
So the state of social engineering fraud in the market today is such that despite the fact that banks have implemented this one-time password, which is a secure code that we send through SMS so that the customer can enter as authentication onto a channel, customers are actually being social engineered to give out that secure PIN, which then has meant that
what are some of the tricks that these guys use to actually give you that information? Do you guys have any thoughts on that?
Well,
I mean,
it's crazy. It's simple. It's really that they gain trust. So I'm sure you've received such a call. They would call you. They would pretend that they're calling you from KCB or whichever other bank, and pretend that they know a few things about you. And unfortunately, our customers fall victim to these tricks and share information. Part of the challenge we actually have in the market, and this is now not banking, is that the state of our data protection is such that we give, you see, like when you walk into this building or another building, they ask you to give your details. Yeah, that's a fact. When you walk into a lot of buildings across the city.
You know, at the risk of putting myself in jeopardy here, good people, I know there is a law around giving your information when you're walking into buildings. Find a way not to give all your information, because that is a specific point of failure most of us get. Guys, pick your information. Some even ask for your email address, please. Email address, identification number, mobile phone number. That is like putting a seed into the farming for social engineering. Be aware, be very, very aware.
yeah.
I think that was a very important
Very
conversation for
important
us to
point.
have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the point I was trying to make is that personal information is out there, not because of any specific one person's fault, it's because of the nature of our processes as a country, which we need to improve. And it's a conversation I'd like to hear Rosemary speak more about.
Yeah.
Now, with that information out there, these fraudsters then target our customers. And customers voluntarily, give information, including the one-time passwords that are intended to protect them. Now, that is really where we're coming from. And the principle behind this design was that, so first of all, remember, and I think it's important for the audience to know, is when customers voluntarily give out the information, if their accounts are taken over or they lose funds, the bank is not liable because they have given out their personal information and they're not supposed to. But we've gone beyond to say, okay, we want to protect our customers from themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Please repeat that.
Yes.
We want to protect you from
yourself.
yourselves.
Yes.
Guys,
Yes.
this is a very important point, because these points of failure that we see every day and we keep on talking about them. Yeah. And that's the reason why we're having this conversation. Back to you, Dennis.
Yes. So because we recognize that, not all customers, by the way, some customers know when these fraudsters call them, so they take the right decision. But there's still a segment of our population that has not appreciated this. So because of this, we then asked ourselves, what are the controls we can build to ensure that we know that some customers will fall victim to these fraudsters.
Yeah.
So because we know that, we need to find an engineering solution to solve that problem. And that was really the background for those for that number verification service that we built through getting session information from mobile data.
So, guys, let me just say this before I get back to my colleagues here. Number one, please, if you are onboarding for the first time, tafadhali tumia zile senti kidogo for your mobile data to protect yourself. That is very, very important. Number two, social engineering is a very important and crucial conversation that needs to be had on a daily basis. I personally, myself, as savvy as I am, have almost fallen victim several times. Guys call you saying they're from KCB or Safaricom or any other, and the way they talk, it's like they are trained in customer service. Yeah, I mean, it's almost like there's not almost, actually, there's a business model. Some of these guys have call centers, and their work is to simply scam people. So be very, very aware. Rosemary, anything to add there?
Yeah, sometimes customers ask, how did the OTP end up with me in the first place? And I'm not the one who initiated. I think it's important to say that when a fraudster has your number, they know that an OTP will be sent. So the engineering was done now to help with that. Because sometimes people ask, how did they know that an OTP has been sent to me? And I think for me, that's what the engineering actually came to fix very, very clearly. And of course, the safety about where you keep your data, who has access to it. Can you even make sure that at any one point you're adequately securing who you share information with? Be very, very careful. And also, actually, at some point, even you have a right to even say that I don't want my data to be held by a particular entity at a particular time. So I think for us, it's very important for our customers and even all over just to ensure an extra level of security in how you handle your information, how you share it, and also exercising your rights as a data subject, just to make sure that you're secure at any one point. Yeah. Thanks.
Let me get back to Harris. When you are designing these platforms and working together with Rosemary and her team, there's this specific conversation around SIM swapping, which you guys have no control around, because that's from the telco side, whether it's Airtel or Safaricom or telco. How do you design around ensuring that, I mean, you have no control. These are third-party dependencies. But how do you try to mitigate SIM swapping risks? Because SIM swapping happens, it affects mobile money, it affects digital banking. What are your thoughts around that? And guys, Dennis, Rosemary, feel free to jump in on this.
Thanks.
First,
So,
let's maybe define what SIM
SIM swap.
swapping is. Yeah.
So SIM swap is and it can happen two ways. In the right way or the legal way,
Yes.
is where me as a customer can go to the telco's agent or the telco's shop and tell them either my SIM card has a problem or I've lost my SIM card, and I say I want a new SIM card with the same phone number. So I will retain my phone number, but with a different SIM card.
Correct.
Right? That is the legal way. However, we also know there are some rogue actors who will pretend to be you, and will go to an agent and say, I've lost my SIM card, or my phone was stolen last night. And they say, I want to get a new SIM card. And essentially it's changed. Now that is a SIM swap. And that means that now they have your SIM card, right? And therefore now they can do whatever you do if they know your PIN. So some of the things that we've tried to do is ask ourselves, what are these? How can we mitigate against this?
Okay.
So the first thing is working with the telcos in this market. We've been able to find mechanisms using your phone number for us to tell a few things around your SIM card as you onboard or as you try to activate your app. One, when did you change your SIM card? Did you change it last night?
Okay.
Did you change it 3 days before?
Okay.
And then now compare it against a database of many other things and put in some rules to say, okay, if your SIM card was just changed last night, we need to do a little bit more checks. And sometimes that would involve asking you to maybe visit a branch because you want to be sure that you are who you claim to be, or otherwise somebody would be taking over your account. We also check on when the age of that.
So let me just stop you there. You know me, I'm a hardcore digital guy.
Okay.
When you start talking to me about visiting a branch, you've lost me. Is there a better way to do this? Or is it that inconvenience is required for you to secure yourself? Is there an engineering solution for me not to visit a branch? Or feel free, Harris, to tell me, Ali, stop this banner. Visit a branch. It is for your own safety. Back to you.
So it's we're looking at an engineering solution.
Okay.
But as of today, we ask you to go to the branch until we mature our engineering capability and we start getting more people to give us their biometrics. So that now we can start to go to another layer because remember, at the end of the day, we want to be sure that it's who you are to get access to your money.
Okay.
So today we've defaulted to go back to the branch, but we have an engineering solution coming.
Okay. So you digital natives like myself, sometimes it requires for you to just get inconvenienced a little bit when it comes to making sure that you are safe, your money is safe in the bank. So there will be situations that you require to go to the nearest branch. Nearest branch doesn't need to be where you. Yeah. So guys, sometimes we're required to just get onto a boda or an Uber and get to a branch. Yeah. Asante sana for that. Anything else you want to add on that?
No, I think that for me, that's good enough.
I think that speaks to the spirit of data accuracy.
Yes.
In terms of just making sure that this is the correct person that we're handling. And as you've said, it's an inconvenience, but I think it's a one thing that there's nothing closer than real life verification.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Dennis?
Yeah, so I think for me, I think I'll go into a bit more detail because I was really
Please,
following
please.
your posts.
Yes.
So there's someone who asked, why don't
Yes.
we just use IMSI check?
Yes.
Why have we layered this additional control?
Yes.
So these two controls are already in place.
Okay.
Yeah. So we do work with telcos to check whether there has been a SIM change, and in that situation, again, like Harry said, if we identify that a SIM swap has happened, at the moment you have to go to the branch.
Okay.
But I think the point I wanted to make is that first of all, when you're building these channels, you need to layer different controls. Yeah. So there's no one fix that fixes security.
There's no one size fits all.
There's nothing. So if we agree that, it's important to then see, okay, what are the risks that we are already addressing with IMSI check to resolve the SIM swap risk? That is already in place. And what are the additional controls that we then needed to layer this mobile number verification?
Okay.
So the important point to note is that when there is a SIM swap detected on the number, you will not even get to the other
level.
controls. Yeah. So by the time you're getting to the other level, we've already identified that there is no SIM swap. Okay. If there was a SIM swap, it stops. There's nothing. It stops. But additionally, it's important to say we recognized that even without SIM swap, customers are still social engineered to give OTP, and without the account actually being taken over, they actually are able to lose funds.
Wow.
So that's why those two controls were important to be layered differently.
Okay.
But going back to your digital native self and why, and because that's the biggest thief
Yes.
a lot of banks have online is
Correct.
The Gen Zs and digital natives wondering, why do I still have to go to the branch? So we try as much as possible, as Rosemary has said, to build engineering controls to address risk. When you are unable to, we need a human to verify for now. But we are not, I think it's important for me to say this, that we are not, it's not like we don't know that it is possible to build additional controls. So we know that digitally people want to live in the Uber, Google world today.
Yes.
So you expect an Uber experience of us. You expect Apple experience that if you have lost your phone, Apple has 5 different ways of verifying you.
Absolutely.
But one, remember, first of all, this is a bank account. It is not a Gmail account. So there's money in the account. But secondly, that to build all those additional controls so that we have very many different ways of identifying you, it requires these solutions.
Yeah.
And as Arisa said, we are busy working to build them. You would have seen now we are in our online onboarding on the app, self-onboarding, we are now picking biometrics. So we would like to start authenticating customers using facial. But remember, we are not yet there. We've just started. For us to activate such a control across the entire customer base, we need to have biometrics of the entire customer base. And we don't have.
So it's a process.
It's a process.
It's an iterative process.
Exactly. And we'll get there.
So let me also step back a bit and speak to the so-called inconvenience, in quotes, on onboarding. First customer. So I'm coming to the KCB app for the first time, the new app. And this is a question to you, Harris. And Volem, you can chip in if you need. And Rosemary, also from a data protection perspective. What's your best practice in terms of how long it should take from the time I download the app? I've downloaded the app. I'm starting the onboarding process as a new customer. Have you timed what's the optimal time it takes to do complete onboarding and now have a bank account?
Thank you, Ali. Probably is start do a walkthrough what it takes for you to get a bank account to the end.
Let's do that.
And then after that, now I can give you the time.
Let's do
so
that.
that it's clear.
Let's do that.
So when you download the app, and you switched on your mobile data, we can tell it's your phone number. We are able to know, are you an existing customer or a brand new customer? And therefore we take them through different journeys.
So the system automatically sort of, it's like a traffic light.
Yes.
New customer,
Existing
customer.
Yes.
Okay.
So when
That's
you're a new
brilliant.
customer, then now there's data we need to collect from you. So the first thing then we'll ask you is, you need to take the front side of your ID.
Okay.
Right? And then the back as well. Why do we do this? In the front, because we don't want you to go to the branch, we need to do a lot of AI. We've layered a lot of AI on top to be able to do what we call optical character recognition.
Bwana Harris, don't throw big words like AI at me, Bwana.
Okay.
Just
problem.
as a segue, it's interesting how some of these acronyms sometimes, I first sat in a board meeting at an insurance company, and guys were using AI, terms like AI. I'm like, oh, you guys have moved. You're using AI, and everybody laughed in there and said, no, we don't mean artificial intelligence. We mean alternative investments. So I think it's important,
Yeah.
And how are you using artificial intelligence in this particular case?
Excellent. Yeah. So we use
Back to you.
Thank you. So we use artificial intelligence, and what we do is we ask you to scan the front of your ID.
Okay.
So there are a number of checks we do. That ID is legit.
Okay.
That it's authentic. That you've not tried to tamper with it. It has. If you look at your ID with your naked eye, there are things like holograms.
Correct.
And there are some marks that identify that this ID is fake, is original.
Okay.
And therefore you can identify against the fake, and it's a nationally identified ID in Kenya.
Okay.
So whether it's your national ID or your Maisha card. And now using, again, now AI, artificial intelligence on top, and what we call optical character recognition, then we pick your details from the ID automatically. Your names, your ID number, your date of birth. Then also we do that at the back, because the back has more data as well. And we want to see, you could have had the front, which is legit, but the back could be fake. So we again compare the two, because there's some data in the front which is also at the back. So we do both to make sure that, one, if you have the ID with you and it's an authentic ID. Then immediately we do that, we then ask you to take a selfie. And that is a biometric image of yourself.
So on top of the ID, then you ask for a selfie.
Yes.
Using your smartphone.
Using a smartphone.
So, boss, guys, if you have a Mulika Mwizi, you can do this. Is that okay? But at least the good thing today, smartphone penetration has hit almost 60% in Kenya today. And you can get a fairly inexpensive smartphone for you to actually be able to use this service. Back to you, boss.
All right. Thank you. So we take a selfie. So what we're doing is comparing your face and the face which is in your ID.
So my ID was taken when I was 18 years old.
Yes.
And I'm now, that age. How does...
Okay. All right. So there are two things. So remember, when you take your selfie, to compare, so the first things we do when we take your selfie, there are also things we check, like what we call liveness check.
Liveness.
That means that it's you. It's not an image you've put behind your camera of somebody.
It's not an AI image.
Yes, it's not an AI image. It's not a picture of somebody you've put there. It helps us to confirm that you've taken it there, the liveness check. And of course, we want you to be in a good environment so that we later don't have legal issues. You've taken a photo and somebody else is next to you. Then that person, becomes a problem.
Okay.
So then now we use artificial intelligence to compare the selfie you've taken and the image on the ID.
Interesting. Right? So it can even age.
Yes. We're actually able to tell the difference between your age. But more importantly, remember, artificial intelligence is not so much about how you look. looks things like the distance between your nose and your eyes,
I
and things
see.
like
I
that.
see. I see.
And then we do a score of it. Now, if
Between the live image
Image.
and the image on the
Yes.
ID.
Yes. Now, what we've seen is majority, almost 80% of the customers, they match.
The match.
Yes, especially the
80%. So there's that 20% that
Yes.
doesn't match.
Yes, there's a 20% that does not match.
Interesting. That's a very interesting statistic.
Yes, yes. And yeah, it's like for some of you, you took it when you were 18, you were 50 something or 40.
Wait, Bwana, who told you I'm 50 something?
No, I didn't say. Not you. Somebody.
It's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. And so that one then goes to a back office.
Yes.
Just a little bit more check. As we said, when the automated processes fail, we fall back to our, a physical.
I see.
Yes.
So that's the 20%.
Yes, that's a 20%. Yeah.
Okay, so let's step back a bit. So if one has gone through the 80%, what's the next stage? Then we'll come back to the 20%.
So once you've gone through, it means we've identified you. So we'll be able to now to give you access to mobile banking. So now we go to the next step of giving you an account.
An account number.
Yeah. So to give you an account, to be able to identify the type of account we need to give you, we'll display for you and tell you the different types of accounts.
Okay.
Do you want a current account? Is it a savings account? Is it a transactional account?
So you have a drop-down menu.
We have a nice list of which shows you which account. What are the requirements? Does it have charges? So that it doesn't become as surprise,
Yes.
a surprise to you. You've opened an account, later you're being charged. So, and what are the tools you need for it?
Goes to your transparency conversation.
Yeah. So then now from there, we just want to know a little bit more about you. In which business are you in? What is your average income? Just so that now our teams can be able to see how best to serve you much at a later stage. So it helps us to see the industry you are in, your income range. Then we ask you, because you might ever want to have to be supported at a branch, which customer support center is
your nearest customer support, or most convenient for you.
Most convenient for you. Then immediately after that, we open a bank account for you. Now you're ready to transact.
Okay, so that process now,
Yes.
before we go back to the guys who've been taken to the back office,
yes.
that process, what should the average time somebody should take?
The average we see between 4 and 6 minutes.
Between 4 and 6
6
minutes.
minutes, yes. Yeah.
Whether you're an expert user or a...
Yes. Yeah, and the beauty is that each and every process, we are very clear. So when you start to self-onboard, for example,
Yes.
we have a page where we tell you, hold on, this is what you need. You need to have an ID with you. You need to be in this space.
So you prepare yourself.
Yes.
Okay, nice. Good.
So we keep on guiding you along the process so that you don't get lost.
Okay. All right. So let's step back to the guys who've been sent to the back office.
Yes.
What's that process and how long will that take? And how do you communicate to the customer?
So two things happen. So one thing happens immediately, because we're able to score it online, we're able to tell you we've received your documentation and we'll get back to you.
Okay.
Then now that goes to our back office teams, who then review. And if there is need, either they will call you to come to the branch and identify yourself. Especially now.
Back to the branch, guys.
Yes. Especially where you see the image on the ID is almost impossible to tell whether it looks like who you are.
That's correct.
And therefore,
it's actually a real liveness check.
yes.
It's the
it's a real
liveness
liveness
check.
check.
Okay. So, on average,
Yes.
how long would that process take? If somebody is not required to go back to the branch and you've confirmed by, whatever platforms and tools that you use, how long should it take?
So today we give you a TAT of 24 hours.
24 hours.
24 working hours. Yeah. Because then,
So that's fair.
24 hours.
That's fair. So, guys, for those of you who complain about the onerous task of onboarding online, just remember one thing. Number one, before M-Pesa, you used to get money from your parents if you're in school through going to River Road. So we've cut that time from a couple of hours to maybe maximum 10 to 15 minutes maximum. So there's progress, right? But I think one of the most crucial things is all about communication. And Dennis, this is to you. When all these conversations are going on, the development work and all, where's the marketing and communication teams?
They're in the room.
They're in the room.
Just like the risk team, they're in the room.
Interesting. So let's step back a bit. You talked to me about your Digital Excellence Center.
Yes.
Is that what you
Digital
called
Center of
it?
Excellence.
Digital Center of Excellence.
Yes.
Unpack that for me and for my audience. Who are the people in the room?
Okay.
And I don't mean people names, or rather the departments,
composition of the team.
compositions of the team. Let's unpack that a bit.
Okay. So the simple answer is everyone is in the room, but there are some people who are permanently in the room. There are some who come and go.
Okay.
I think in English.
Okay.
So the squads will have the permanent team. So the permanent team in the squad is a product owner, the scrum master, and the engineering team. So the engineering team would have developers, a QA engineering, a solution architect for technology. No. The solution architects will not be permanent.
Okay.
Neither
Come
will
in
the
and go.
Cybersecurity, yeah. So the permanent team would just be the scrum master, the product owner, and the engineering team and testing team.
Okay.
But there are teams that come and go. So like from the technology side, you'd have solution architect, cybersecurity, who come and go. Come and go because they are not permanently required every time in the squad. But we also have other teams from other critical functions within the business.
Okay.
You'll have the risk team, for example, data protection, forensics. You will have teams from operations that do this back office work, who manage the human processes. You'd also have essentially everybody from the back office that is required to support the product post go live coming into the squad when required. Yeah, so including the marketing team. Yeah, so the marketing team are not permanently in the squad,
but they come and go when they're needed.
When they're needed. They are most critical at the initial design stages because they need to start to imagine when they're designing how the products are going to be commercialized and taken to market. They need to work backwards.
Correct.
They need to work backwards to understand how was it built so that they can design the story around informing customers how to consume the products. So essentially, it's, as I said, it's cross-functional, autonomous. It includes everybody. It recognizes that to really transform an organization or any experience, no single team has the capacity to do it. We need to leverage the competencies that exist across the business.
How often does the Digital Center of Excellence team meet?
I think maybe Harris can talk about it.
Yeah. So we have different ways that we work.
Yeah.
So when you look at the smallest piece, that is the squad, that is the scrum master and the engineering team. Those ones meet on a daily basis.
Okay.
So they have what we would call daily ceremonies. They would meet and say, what did I achieve yesterday? What am I achieving today? Do I have any problems? Because remember, they are at the core of that growth and that development, together with the product owners, just to make sure that team has the momentum to deliver quickly, but then also meeting their objectives. Then as you move, then you find they have with the tribe, now it's many more squads. Those ones have what we'd call a bi-weekly planning. That's when you plan what item are we picking, whether it is part of self-onboarding, is it just identifying a document?
Okay.
Then they say, this is what we'll deliver in 2 weeks. Because in Agile, you want every 2 weeks you have something that you can be able to showcase. And then now we also...
Every 2 weeks?
Every 2 weeks is what we call a sprint. You have a deliverable that you need to deliver. And then now on a monthly basis, then now the Digital Center of Excellence has what we'd call a steerco, which now...
A steering
committee, which now sits in and sees what are all the tribes delivering. Is there any blockage that they need? Is there any support they need from the C-suite and the C-level? And that just means that, you're able to be able to progress and report your progress every monthly basis.
And
Interesting.
finally, there's a quarterly business review.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So the quarterly business review looks to reflect on, okay, this was a general direction. What are the tribes achieving? Also, we've been entrusted with resources in terms of people and technology.
Of course.
So we need to go back to leadership to demonstrate that we're making the progress that is expected.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Rosemary, the evolution of data protection in the country at KCB and the impact of that towards the delivery of a product.
I think for me, it came from a point of, first and foremost, it was very theoretical. People read words and imagined that, it was just something to be done. However, then implementing it comes into being part of builds, throwing yourself into part of projects, and actually making sure that you're actually taking part in showing, if it's the engineer and the dev, this needs to happen. Do I need to have, for example, a checkbox? Do I need to scroll to the bottom? Do I need to do so many things? But actually, the most essential thing that has come up with privacy is the impact it has on the customers. I think we said that KCB are for people for better. I think it has created a strategic shift in terms of how we build, depending on the rights of the data subject. And at any one point, we're getting customers whom we, from a privacy perspective, of course, we call data subjects, who have got specific requests, specific requirements, even how they want to be interacted with. Yeah, you'll find some people would say, look, I do not want promotional messaging. You'll find people say, I want to be interacted with in a particular way. So where does privacy come in to sit with the various teams? That evolution has shown us great maturity in terms of the things that are being required from us by our customers based on the rights that the laws have given them. And they're very quick to exercise them. So on our end, it is, what are we then doing to make sure that we live up to the standards? And of course, as we said, it's a journey. It's, of course, testing the limits between us and even our partners, working together, wherever, for example, if it's us and maybe the telco partner, you're both joint controllers. They have the telephone number by virtue that they're a service provider. We have the telephone number by virtue that it's our customer. So then also now making sure that there's a great symphony in making sure that the data subjects at any one point and our customers are receiving services the way they want. And I think, before it was like a la carte, you choose what you want. Right now it's a buffet. And for us,
Interesting.
the thing is,
I
how
love
then
that
are
analogy.
you? Yeah. So then, how then are you meeting the requirements of your customer when all of them are in a buffet? Of course, it becomes an engineering issue, but we then sit together and ask, how then are we able to make sure that we're also rising towards a sophistication? The savviness of our laws is almost like in even other jurisdictions. Then are we then catching up from a build perspective to meet those requirements? And I guess that's the biggest challenge and that's the biggest reflection, but also that's the most fun in terms of trying to build these solutions.
When I reflect how far we've come from a data protection perspective, security, and how some of the largest brands globally started being penalized, not by policymakers and regulators, but by customers and the market. For example, a couple of years ago, the controversy around Facebook and what's that company called in the UK?
Without mentioning names.
Without mentioning names. What happened is that Facebook's market cap, this is public knowledge. Facebook's market cap nosedived by $30 billion because they were perceived, rightly or wrongly, not to taking care of customer data. How does that impact from a business perspective and your role and how you guys interact? Because I can almost feel from how you started, I've not been in the room, but with my experience, I can almost how you started in terms of how the teams perceive data protection and how that is perceived today as a serious value add to the customer to before. How have you guys interacted in that space?
Maybe I can start. Yeah. In terms of it, it's actually that synergy. The realization that there's this thing that has come up and it has a big impact reputationally and even on a personal perspective.
Yes.
Yeah. And we've seen that even in the application of the laws in this country.
Yes.
So, of course, it comes and it tells you that you need to build synergies. You need to work together. You need to take a step back and ask yourself, whatever this clause says, what does it mean in practicality? Yeah. And then, of course, working against the pressure of the demands of your customers, who then are now aware. They know that they have particular rights.
Yeah.
And you have a quick demand to meet those rights. I guess for me, that becomes now the biggest thing. How then do you build that symmetry? How do you build that trust? And how then do you just engage closely to just make sure that you deliver things that are in line with the legal requirements as required by customers? And maybe my colleagues can chime in.
Dennis?
Yeah. So I think it's a big question. And,
Yes.
And really, other than recognizing as a country, we've made a lot of progress. And from a
100%.
legal and regulatory perspective, unlike most countries in Africa, probably the most advanced in terms of regulation around this topic.
I can confirm that.
Which then means that, as the entities that are required to comply, again, those entities, there's a lot of investment required
Yes.
in people, process, and technology to actually then comply. And that's why we have, data protection officer
Yes.
in Rosemary, who leads us in ensuring that across all our processes, there's a good level of compliance.
Okay.
For us in the room, I think the spirit has been to include everybody at the beginning, recognizing that Harris and team can build all manner of apps and all manner of solutions, but they have no capacity to understand what regulators require and the type of penalties that we will incur if we don't comply. So having the team with us from the start has always ensured that that we take the right decisions from the word go. But also the maturity of KCB. I think I can't overemphasize that. All of these things are ingrained in our policies and processes. So we are not just doing to comply to the law. The bank actually requires us to do that. But most importantly, that we recognize that, as you said it yourself, we can only achieve digital trust
100%.
by making sure that we do this by design.
Yes.
Because ultimately we are judged by the experience of the customer.
100%.
So the outcome, which is the experience customers get from our products, really is the judgment as to whether we have done the right things or not, despite all the compliance that we have to go through to ship out products. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dennis. Harris, anything to add on that?
Yeah. I think also for me is the fact that now the engineering team sits with the control functions.
Yes.
And we have forums where the control functions actually take time to walk through the engineering teams and the other team members, the importance of these controls that they are putting in. So it doesn't become, you have to do this, or because the law says this. It's also starting to understand what is the impact and what does it do to the customer.
Okay.
And what is the greater goal that we must be able to achieve as an organization. So it stops just being, it's not do this or do that. It's sitting together, understanding the why. Why are you doing this? And then now sitting together and finding what is the best solution. Because humans tend to respond better to the why than the do.
And maybe just
100%.
from a lens perspective,
Yes.
two of you are wearing glasses in this podcast. What happens with the control function when you're part of working with devs and working with teams? It's about putting on that compliance lens. You're seeing what it is, you're seeing your product. But when you add that compliance lens to it, you're then able now to see clearly what exactly does this mean in terms of our build. So it's about building each other's capacity in that particular way. I think for me that is a
crucial.
fine analogy. Yeah.
Great. Guys, we're almost coming to the end of this super interesting conversation. I mean, if it wasn't for time, we'll probably be going on and on about this. But I think you've you've gotten the gist of what it takes to build a digital banking application. And really, we are not talking about an application before we talk about the customer. And I think Dennis here put it extremely well. We start with the customer first. So I just want to go back to the guys with me here today and just give them an opportunity for closing remarks. Anything that I may not have asked, or anything that you think we have not touched on, we speak about. So I'll start with Harris, and then I'll come to Rosemary, and then I'll leave Dennis last, because I want Dennis to talk about what the future looks like for digital banking and the role that KCB is playing, not just in Kenya, but in the markets that you guys are playing in. So, Harris, to you first.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. I think that's been very insightful. Happy that we've been able to roll out the app. I think it's to ask the audience to continue using it. There's a lot of things coming into it. We've just started. From where I see it, this is just the beginning. We should be able to see quite a lot of new things coming up. And yes, let's keep on getting the feedback, because you can only get better when you have that feedback loop and always open. And to my team, an amazing team that has, delivered this app. Truly proud of the team. Thank you.
I'm really curious before I go to Rosemary. I mean, if it's not a company secret, how many software developers do you guys have that work on the different engineering projects that you have?
Okay. So I'll give you a ballpark.
Ballpark.
Yeah. To be around 100.
Wow.
100 developers, engineers. Yep.
A few years ago, that was unheard of, Dennis, for a bank to have 100 software engineers.
Yeah.
Progress. Rosemary, to you.
I think for me, it's to thank the organization that I work for that allows us to have a perfect symphony in terms of compliance and even build. Like being part of the orchestration of a beautiful product that meets both customer requirements and even compliance. I think for a long time, compliance teams always had the backseat. Yeah, I think this time, Waswahili, they say, tuko kwa jiko, we're in the kitchen, actually, with the teams. And I think for us, a fantastic experience, even in terms of maturity. I think that's a fantastic thing. And yeah, of course, looking forward to feedback. As we said, how do you want to be served? How do you
Yes.
want your rights to be looked at? And we're happy to work together to deliver that.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Rosemary. And Harris, asante sana. Dennis, to you.
Yeah. So I think for me, if you think about the future of KCB and the future of digital, I think you have to look backwards. The reason Africa and this part of the world, especially in Kenya, we've leapfrogged a lot of the West in the progress we've made in digital is because our markets have been digital first. So users in this part of the world, there's still people who use internet banking, but predominantly we are a mobile first market. So if you don't have a decent mobile experience, you are essentially not present in the market. So that's where we're coming from. We are leapfrogging the West by ensuring that we leverage digital and we leverage mobile. But it's the challenge that has brought, especially in banking and financial services, is that they aren't, and recognizing that a lot of our challenges in this part of the world are very local. So you don't see the social engineering we see in Kenya anywhere in the world.
For real?
Yes.
What?
Yes. Even in the region, in our
Yes.
neighboring countries. There is no mulot in Tanzania or in.
I was wondering when that word will come up.
So the social engineering in Kenya is at a very high level.
So
you can't build global control. So I see a lot of people online talking about, okay, there's SSL,
Yes.
man in the middle attacks. Those are not our problems.
Those are almost irrelevant.
They're
in this
irrelevant.
country.
We have those controls,
Yes.
but they're irrelevant in our context because our challenges are very local. And our threats are actually more local than global.
Interesting.
So the point I'm trying to make is that the maturity of our security infrastructure needs to continuously learn against the context of the markets we operate in.
Iterative, agile.
Exactly, and that's why the agile engineering is really critical, because we have fixed and addressed some challenges today, but we don't know, the new threat vectors that will come up. In
They
3
come up
months.
almost every day.
And when they come up, I can assure you we've got the engineering team to resolve them. So that's the first thing. The next thing is that we have launched this platform now in 4 countries.
In 4 countries. So that's Kenya,
Tanzania, Burundi, and South Sudan.
Burundi, and South Sudan.
And we are now going to be rolling this out to the rest of the group. As you know, KCB is present in 7 countries.
That's correct.
So in the next 12 to 18 months, the intention is to ensure that this platform and experience is present in all those markets. In terms of the products and features that we offer, they're essentially the same, but there's market context, right?
So you localize to market context.
Exactly. Yeah. And localization isn't just about products, it's about language. So
It's
for
about
example,
compliance. It's about,
exactly. Yeah. So what is it that works there? And what are the real problems that exist in those markets that we require to address? At the heart of it really is a customer experience. So for us, we want to encourage our customers to continue using this service. And for those who haven't signed up yet, please go to the App Store, download the new KCB app,
this
and
guy is
open
not
a bank
CTO,
account.
he's a chief marketing officer.
Yeah.
Dennis, before I close out, something very close to my heart that I want to ask you.
Yes.
The evolution of the chief technology, chief information officer, and the office itself from a cost center to a profit center.
Right.
I mean, you've grown into this role. What are your thoughts about that? And what advice would you give to upcoming technology executives coming up in this, in these roles?
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. It's a very important question that is very close to my heart as well.
Yes.
So in a couple of years back, I remember when I chose to go and do computer science.
Yes.
One of my uncles asked me, hey, unaenda kufanya computer, unataka kuwa ukirepair printer, but that was back in the early 2000s, where
Correct.
the role of technology in an enterprise was printing and typing and producing documents.
And making sure those Microsoft Word, Excel is working.
Exactly. So contextually, at that moment in time, that was actually a relevant question.
Yes.
Why was I going to study computer science when the opportunity in the market was so low level?
Correct.
Right? But if you look at how the world has changed today,
Yes.
the role of technology in digital transformation of enterprises is basically technology is at the heart of every digital transformation.
100%.
I can literally choose in every enterprise today. If you go look at their strategy and what they're looking to do, 80% of what they need to do is either technology
Has
driven.
a tech component.
Exactly, it's technology enabled. So I think for me, the role of my advice to upcoming CIOs and CTOs is that immerse yourself in the business, understand what the business is, and then apply your technology experience to help transform the business. At the end of the day, nobody will invite you to the table. You have to create your own space. So you have to demonstrate that you have something to offer to ensure that the organization can make the leap that's required. To enterprises, I think it's important to have digital or technology leaders at the table.
At the highest table.
At the highest table, it's very critical. If you don't, you are moving in the wrong direction because look at what's happening in the world today. This digital and technology really is the future. But at KCB, what we're trying to say is that Technology is not a division or department. It's everybody's responsibility. That's why we are working cross-functionally. We are recognizing that even though you're a business leader in retail banking or corporate banking, we need all of these colleagues to really have a good appreciation of what technology can do. And that's what the cross-functional working is able to infuse. We can get business leaders to understand more the capabilities that we have in the enterprise of the art of what's possible, but we can also get our technology teams to get infused more in business, understand business, and therefore be able to support a lot better.
Thank you so much, Dennis. Harris, thank you for your time. Rosemary, asanteni sana. So, guys, we're coming to the end of this special edition of Ali Talks Tech, where we tried as much as possible to break down how a digital banking app is built, where data and security are completely embedded into the design process. And I just couldn't help at the end of it to ask my good friend Dennis to just give us a snippet of how the CIO's role or the CTO's role has evolved in today's world. And with that, we're coming to the close of this. Asanteni sana. Thank you for listening and watching. And keep it here. We'll be coming with a lot more conversations around this area. Thank you.